All right, hey everybody. Let's get that set up right here. Okay, I think that'll do. How's everybody doing? Fun, new way to get this done. Let's see if that light's gonna... Yeah, I think that'll do the trick. Okay, so welcome to Level 1 Strength, the online version. So here we go. Couple things real quick. First of all, I've got some construction going on upstairs, so if you hear it, I apologize. But the other thing I wanted to mention is weights, how we're going to do that. There's a couple different things you can do. If you already have dumbbells, that'll be perfect. If you do the class, you already know what size you do. But if not, some easy ways if you don't have dumbbells, you know, it's always a good idea to start slower. I know a lot of people use even 2s and 3s, in which case a bottle would be a good replicator of that. I think the smaller water bottles are about 1 pound and the larger sports bottles are about 2 pounds. So that'll give you a little, some weights there, easy way to do it. And you know, just be creative, find other stuff. Another good thing are cans. They're anywhere between, again, 1 and 2 pounds. The one thing I do like about cans is the wide grip. I know most people hate that, but I love it because there's no better way to build up your forearm. And that's really what's usable. And so do give that big grip a try, particularly when we're doing lighter weights. Like I said, make the best of the situation. And that's one neat thing, you know, maybe you usually do a heavier weight, but you don't have that. So, okay, that's fine. Do the cans, get a nice big fat can there, and you'll see a difference. You might not feel, you know, if you were doing your shoulders, you might not feel them as much, but you might feel the forearms working a little bit more, and that's really the really functional thing to do anyway. So I'm gonna grab a little bit heavier weights than this though, but like I said, nothing wrong with those. I just am missing my workouts myself. I've been so busy working that I haven't been working out, which is no good for anybody. Oh, so I've got my lighter weights here. And got my heavier weights. All right, so I've got those ready to go. Let me put them under the seat here. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get warmed up. So, move my chair over so I can see. I'll start off with some arm circles, keeping my arms nice and straight, kind of locked straight, squeezing the tricep to keep them that way. And let's go back the other way. Good. All right, I missed the music, but like I said, I'm just afraid to play some because I'm curious if Billy played some and if they take it down, because I know I've tried before. Let's do our Tai Chi twists. You know, where I put posts up and it gets taken down because of the music. So I'll have to ask her about that. Okay, a little bit more on this twist. You want to just do this the whole class? I'm game for that. Oh, it does feel good in the QLs, the low back there on the sides, the love handle area. Feel that stretch there? That's where I feel it, I know. Okay, good. Let's see. Let's do some butt kickers. Good. Keeping the knees pointed down. And I can add my opposite touch if you like. Work my coordination a bit. All right, good. And let's do some high knees. Bring those knees up nice and high so that the top part of the leg becomes horizontal. We can add a little twist too. What do I usually do for that? I don't even remember, it's been so long. There we go. Hadn't really been that long, but it seems like it. Okay, keeping the chest up tall, rotating around my spine. Good. Okay, let's do some body weight squats here. So I've got my hands on the hips, shoulders are back. I'll do a little profile here. Wanna push the hips back. See, I'm pushing the hips back, not really bending my knees. Yeah, the knees bend a little bit, but that's what we wanna do. Push that big box behind you. And 1, 2, 3, trying to keep my shoulders squeezed together, chest up as tall as I can get it. Making sure the knees aren't caving in. And 2 more. And good. Uh-oh. There goes the drill. Well, let me see. I'll tell you what this first set is in case you can't hear me good. Let's see. First set here, we're going to do lateral squat presses, donkey kicks, and side bends, okay? So let's start off with the lighter weights. I'm gonna get rid of my chair here for now, but never a bad idea to have handy. Okay, I wanna stand wide. Toes are pointed straight ahead, like train tracks. I wanna start with my weights up at the chest, pinch the shoulder blades back together, squatting over to one side. Feel that stretch in the straight leg and pressing in the middle. If you need a level 1, you can not press if you're a little bit too hard there, or you can add the press for a little extra difficulty. That's 8. Let's do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Okay, let's go to some donkey kicks. I'll put my weights down. Got my chair here, or something to grab onto. Still standing fairly upright here. Hips are squared. Pointing the back toe down. I don't want that toe turning out like that. Nice kick back. 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze the glute. 8, 9, 10. I'm using the finger there to make sure that the muscle's contracting properly. And 12. Good. Let's do the other side. Okay. And, oops, try that again. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Very good. What was my last one here? It was side bend. Nice and easy. This one we can do a lot of weight, so maybe a milk jug. Well, use water, don't use milk. The consequences of messing up with that one and dropping it are too great. So if you have a milk jug or a water jug, that would work out well. I'm just going to double up on my weights. And I want to slide my hand down the opposite side, keeping my chest up tall. Coming back to the center. 2, 3, 4. Reaching down the leg with that empty hand. 5, 6. And 2 more. 1 and 2. Good. Keep the chest up tall. Pull with this. Don't just throw your weight over. You can kind of cheat with that one if you just kind of throw the weight over. But think of it as squeezing, pulling with this oblique muscle there. And or actually, it's your QL, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can come join me. You got to practice some. If you want to come join me though later, I'm sure they'd like you better than me.
Can I join now?
No. Oh no! Don't say that. They're all going to say yes, yes. But no, you got to practice first. You'd be a goof off. You'd be putting on a show. You know, you got an audience. 1 more. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and go back to our squat presses. Don't touch, bud. Feet are wide, toes are pointed straight ahead, shoulders back, belly button in, pushing my hip back, making sure my knee is not coming over the toe, chest is still up, shoulders are pinched back, and press up top. 2, 3, 4, 5. Look how I'm trying to keep my elbows right underneath the weight. We're getting there. 10, 11. Now if you don't squat that deep, that's okay. You can do a nice squat correctly, and that'll be just as good for the time being. Like that. One more. There we go. Okay, that's not so bad. Let's do our donkey kick. So, I'll start back on this side. There we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully you're playing your own music. Oops. Chair's not that steady. 10, 11, and 12. Good. Let's do the other side. All right, over here. Standing up pretty tall. This chair is a little bit low for me. And 1, as you can see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey Clay.
Yeah?
Would you put the fan over towards me?
Yeah.
Thanks, bud. 11 and 12. Good. Straightening out the legs, squeezing the glute there. All right, let's go back to those side bends. Again, using something heavy, whether it's a milk jug. I don't know. There's all kinds of heavy things. Be creative. I'm just holding 2 weights, which I guess isn't that creative, but that'll work. So just sliding the hand down the leg. Maybe I come back a little extra, but technically you want to stop at the center. You know, you're always looking for a little bit more, but 5, hey buddy. 6, that's Bandit. 7, go show them your eyes so they know why you're called Bandit. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Very good. Okay, let's do the other side. I was just thinking, did I do the other side already? There's nobody here to correct me. I can't really see the text. I go and read them at the end. But I guess an extra one never hurt anyway. But I think this is the first, or the right thing to do here. 4, 5, pulling right here, 6, 7, almost locking out this arm, trying to keep it straight. I don't know if I'm locking it, but 9, chest stays up, just moving laterally, and 12, there we go. Okay, 2 rounds down. You know what we've got left, 1 more. So, let's go back to the light weights. And standing with our feet wide, toes are pointed straight ahead, like train tracks. And like I said, your depth is going to depend on your flexibility, a little bit on strength too, but mostly flexibility there. So if you don't have a lot of flexibility on the inside of the leg, the adductors, just work doing a small range of motion, making sure my hip hinge, my hip's getting back, I'm pushing that box behind me, and up, using the belly to press. Other side, good. And of course, if you want to go deeper, please do, but keep in mind you're better off not going deep and keeping that form, keeping the chest up. Let's do 4 more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, I won't miss those. They're tough. Good though, that's usually what you want. Okay, back to our donkey kicks. This is not a particularly intense exercise, but it is nice and focused on the glute. If you really put your attention there, make sure your hamstring's not working. If you can't straighten your leg and your knee has to stay bent, that's because you're using your hamstring, not your glute. That's why I've got my hand here, making sure that I feel that glute contract. And 2, 3, 4. Wow, my balance has gone out the window since we haven't been doing these. I'm glad we're back to it. 11 and 12. Good, let's do the other side. And 1, 2, 3. Want to feel that glute contract. 5. Make sure the leg's able to straighten. Kind of like you're driving the heel. 11 and 12. Good. We've got 1 more on each side of the side bends. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Squeeze. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. Other side. Okay. And, oops, I went the wrong way myself. It happens. 1. Just remember, you want to slide that hand down the leg. If you're not doing that, something's not right. 4, 5, 7. Trying to remember not to lock my legs. Like I said, I'm out of practice like everybody else probably is. I don't know though. If anybody's going to stay in shape through this, it's you guys. So I got to keep up. 1 more. Good. Yeah, I did do it right, but I was kind of sloppy there at the end. Okay. So next up, let's go to, ski squats, bench rows. Okay, alrighty, good. So you know what, I'm actually going to pull my bench out here too, just because I realized that this chair that I got today has a nice solid wood seat, and that is going to hurt my knee. So I'm going to pull a bench over to do this, but you're able to do it on a dining room chair or some softer type of chair just as easily. Like I said, the only reason I'm not doing it on this is the wood there. So just using my bench, same idea there. But before we do that, let's do our ski squats. So ski squats, shoulders are back. Maybe I'll grab my heavy weights. And again, if you've got a chair or a bench at home, it's never a bad idea to have that behind you. In fact, I'll do it. Practice what I preach here. But I want you guys to kind of see the angle a little bit too. So I'll kind of stand sideways, shoulders are back, and feet are really together on this one. I mean, actually touching the heels and the ball of the foot, keeping the knees apart, moving my butt back, and keeping the chest up. You want to balance those 3 things. Knees apart, butt back, chest up. And remember, you keep the chest up by squeezing the shoulder blades together. So you want to get all of those a little bit. Don't focus too much on any of them. Try to get a balance of those 3 checkpoints there. Good. 7, 8, 10, 11. Let's go to 15 on this one. 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, very good. So I will put those down. I'm going to grab my lighter ones here because we've got the killers here. What did I say it was? It was, I know the tricep kickbacks, but before that we've got the, oh, it's just a row actually. Yeah, let's stick with that schedule. Okay, so for the row I want a heavier weight, and then for the triceps I'll need that lighter weight. So one of each over here. All right. So first thing is how I'm positioned here. Again, this can be a chair. If it was a chair, obviously your hand's going to be a little bit closer to your knee, but same idea. And I just really want to think right angles, flat back, really trying to get the back as flat as I can. What I want to try to avoid is a rounded out back like that. See all kinds of stuff, people. But we don't want to do that. Nice and flat. Let that shoulder pull down away from the ear and then pull it back a little bit to stabilize it. Pulling the elbow back. Want a pretty straight leg there. And I usually pick a spot about 4 feet in front of me to look on the ground so that I keep my head straight, the top of the spine straight. Keep your core nice and solid, something to give your arm something to pull off of. Let's do one more. Good. Okay, let's go right to that tricep kickback. Elbows up nice and high. Pushing back. Now look, I only come right back to my hip there. See that? 2. You don't want to come any farther forward than that. 3. Trying to keep my elbow in and my shoulder down away from the ear. It's hard. 7. Let's go for all 12 here. Wake us all back up. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. Trying to keep that nice, slow pace. Hopefully doing all right. Don't have my normal crew here to tell me when I'm not. But I'll check the comments when I'm done. All right, let's go to that row. Nice straight leg there. Sticking the butt out, flattening out the back, looking in front of me. Not locking that arm, I just caught myself. 2, 3. Want to stabilize the shoulder in the back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Good. Let's go to our tricep kickback. Elbow back. Starting right at the hip, not coming any more forward than that. 2. Keeping the elbow in. 5. Really feel that muscle contract. The more you can contract it, the harder you can contract it, the more effect you're going to get. 11 and 12. Good. Okay, what was our last one? Static chest squeezes. Okay, good. I don't want to say it's easy, but let our heart rate come down a little bit. This static one, I think we did this a couple times before we all got broken apart. The chest squeezes, I'm putting the hands together, shoulders are down away from the ears, pinch back, and then I keep that bend, the elbows are kind of pointed out, and then I squeeze using my chest. Just trying to squeeze the hands together, fighting myself here, which is a little bit of an odd feeling, but you can make some good strength gains with it. It's limited to a certain point, but most of us aren't to that point, myself included, so it's good to, it makes it a good one, I suppose. A few more seconds here. Okay, and time. Good. So let's go back to the top with our ski squats. Do that all over again, and then I think we'll get to some seated stuff, I believe. Yeah, cool. All right. So ski squats coming up. Let's do some dumbbell juggling. Can't usually do this you know, in Trilogy is a terrible idea, but it's fun here because I do it all the time. So, all right, ski squats. Shoulders back. Good. Feet together, knees apart. Pushing the box behind me, shoulders pinch back, keeping the chest tall. Breathing in on the way down and out on the way up. And good. Okay. So let's go back to those blasted rows and triceps. No, they're good. Okay, so the rows, remember we're setting up with a flat back. What does that say? Hang on. Oh no, it's still on. All right. Sorry, I thought it cut out on me there. So, getting my rows, flat back, straight legs, shoulders down, pulling the elbow back. Notice my back doesn't move. I'm not doing that. The back's not moving. Shoulder stays stable. Good. Okay, let's go right to that tricep kick back. Pull that elbow back, keep it in towards your body, and push back, coming back just to the hip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thank you. I can see that. Oh, that's nice. 2 more. 1 and 2. All right. Good. Let's do the other side. All right. Starting with the rows. Getting my body nice and braced first. And that is important. You know, a lot of us are going to feel a stretch there through the hamstring. That's okay. It's supposed to. Hold the belly button in a little bit, and that's going to protect it. Or protect the spine. 3. 12. All right, let's go right to that tricep. Pulling back, elbow in, and push back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and last one. Good. Whew. All right, that's 2 down. Well, you know what? Grab a sip of water here real quick. And you guys will be happy to know, I can't say we've gone exclusively to the flavored water stuff where they flavor it with stevia, but notice it's not a soda. That's a good thing. I didn't even plan it that way. All right. So, catch my breath real quick. We've got one more go around of that. And then we'll take a seat. So actually, I can suck it up because there's only one more round of those. So, let's grab the lighter weights. Nope, heavier weights. Shoulders back, feet together. Pushing the butt back, keeping my knees apart. And keeping the shoulders pinched. 2. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. Let's do 4 more. What you looking for?
I'm just looking.
Oh. And 5. Good. Okay. So those are our ski squats. We've got my 1 heavy weight, my 1 light weight. We'll do the bench rows and that tricep kick back. So.
Fran is asking, are we able to view it again? Yes, I can.
Yes, Fran. I'll save it up on, yeah, I save it so it stays on Facebook. But I probably shouldn't tell you that until we're done. Anyway, okay, so arms out. Make sure you're not locking out that arm. Shoulders down, pulling the weight back. 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, and 12. Good. Let's do that tricep kickback. Pulling my elbow back, starting at the hip, keeping the elbow in towards the body. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do all 12 on this one. 7. Straightening that arm out, squeezing the back of the arm. 11 and 12. Good. Whew, that one will make you feel like you're in class. Ah. Good. Let's do the other side here. Whew. Hey. So starting with this last row. And 1, 2, 3. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, last one of these boogers. Elbow goes back, starting at the hip, keeping the elbow in, shoulders away from the ear. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. Ooh, all righty. Oh gosh, you can tell I'm working because I can't remember what our last one is. Let's see, what was that? Oh, that's chest squeeze, that's why. Did we even do a second one? I don't know that we did. We'll do it twice. So let's lock the fingers together. It always makes me crazy. I never know. I want to switch back and forth. So I guess you can do the fingers, do it evenly. Good. I'm going to kind of get a little bit closer too so everybody can kind of see the way that looks. So see, like that, I'm kind of keeping it pretty close to the body and trying to keep the shoulders down. They'll have a tendency to hike up on you. Don't let them. A few more seconds here. Okay, good. Let's rest up and do that one more time just so nobody can say we didn't do everything. How are we doing on time? Pretty good. Let's see. We'll do a few seated ones and then we'll stretch out. Let's see what I've got here. Oh, let's get this last one done first. Okay, so whichever way you want to do it, if you want to switch over or if you just want to do it in the middle. And squeezing the chest. I'm going to work the biceps a little bit there too, but try to focus on the chest. Just fighting yourself. A lot of time you get that shaking. Okay, good. So let's do a few more exercises here. I want to take a seat in my chair. Let's see. I guess we don't really want to lean back because you definitely want to have a ball for that. And you can find all kinds of balls. Look, like here's one. Maybe if you think about it, if you go out to Walmart or something, and these things are $1, you know, in the toy bin, and you can deflate them to whatever size you need. It's probably not as good as the one we use in class, but it's a good substitute though. But I'm going to save that for next week because I assume that not everybody has those now. Or next time, whenever that is. I'm not sure yet. So let's go ahead and do some seated windmills. So I'll use my cans here. Again, any weight, whatever weight you want to use. But for the seated windmills, or you can use no weight, I've got my can / weight / hand up there, and I'm going to rotate around, looking up at my hand, sliding the other hand down the leg. I want to really feel a stretch in the hip, a stretch in the torso, all the rotating muscles, and stretch in the chest especially. Good. Coming back up to the top. Good. Keeping that nice and straight. Let's do that 5 more times. Rotating to my left. I don't know if it flips that around on you guys in there or not. I'll have to look online. So I don't know. I'm just going to say mirror me. That way, whatever it looks like, you copy it. And I'll check that before we put the next one up so that we can have some sort of syntax that we use. And one more. I did way more than I said we were going to do, didn't I? Sorry. Doesn't hurt though. Some things don't change even when I'm on my own. And rotating, sliding down, and back up. Good. And this is one too that maybe not until we're in class, but it's a good one. You can do quite a bit of weight once you get the range of motion with this. Get that stretch and you can do some pretty neat stuff. And one more. All right, good. So that should be about even. Let's see what else we have here. Doorknobs and a seated Arnold press. I like that. Okay, so for the doorknobs, oh, I'll tell you what. The doorknobs are an excellent one for the big cans. If you've got big cans, and it's actually about the right weight too, because we really don't need a lot of weight with doorknobs. But I like that big grip even better. Most people tend not to like that. Let me know too if anybody feels that, if it bothers arthritis, or if it just is hard, well, that's good. But my concern would be arthritis with the bigger grips. But I'm not concerned about it being hard because it's supposed to be. Good, keeping my shoulders back and down. Trying to keep the arms locked as straight as I can, and just really focusing on the range of motion, just as much a stretch as it is of exercise here. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Good. All right, let's go to our Arnold press, a seated Arnold press. We've got my feet together, shoulders back. And for the Arnold press, I start with my hands or palms facing me. I always say the Fighting Irish guy, you know how it looks like the Notre Dame, that's what it is, you know, the logo. That's what it reminds me of. That's the way I remember at least. And then pushing up, rotating around, and back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right. And I'm going to save the ab stuff, give everybody a chance to get those, or some sort of ball. Like I said, Walmart and Target is pretty easy because I think they're no more than $1.99, and I think they're 99 cents. Okay, so back to our, hang on, I know what it is. Oh, sorry, I'm whooped already. Windmills. That is kind of an odd one to remember, but still. Okay, got my arm up, locking it pretty straight, rotating around, looking up at my hand, bending just at the hips here, keeping the torso straight, and back up to the top. Let's really just do 6 this time. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. Let's do the other side. Arm is up straight, sliding the hand down the leg, rotating, looking up at the hand, and back. Make sure you're really opening up the chest there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, very good. So let's do our last two exercises here. I'm just going to do two. Well, I guess we can do all three of this one. So shoulders down, rotating all the way. 2, really working that range of motion. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That soup's going to be good and shooken. All right, let's do our Arnold presses. Palms facing me this way, back, and rotating around so my palms are now facing you. Facing me, facing you. Good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, we've got one more go around of that and then we will cool down. Let's do our last set of windmills here. Arm is up straight, locking it pretty straight, sliding the hand, rotating, looking up at it, and back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Very good. Other side. Arm is up. Lock it straight. Rotate, looking up at it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that was it, 6. I just get into that little groove and you know what happens. Okay, so let's do our last set of doorknobs. Sitting up nice and straight, pulling my shoulders back and down, rotating the soup can. Pour yourself a cup of soup. 3, 4. Working that range of motion, going as far as you can each direction. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Good. So our very last one was that Arnold press. We're almost there. Sitting up nice and tall, chest is up tall, and 1. Palms facing me, palms facing out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Guess what? That is going to do it for the weights. Let's stretch back out. I know I feel those triceps between the pressing that we did. We did 2 pressing exercises, and then those darn tricep kickbacks get me every time. Oh. Let's see if I can see anything here. Hey! Neat seeing everybody. Awesome. Okay, let's do the other side. Well, that's better. I definitely feel better after having doing that. Like I said, I haven't been lazy by any stretch of the imagination, but there's just something special about just putting time aside to work on yourself. It's different. It's not to be said there's not something to be had from hard work, but a little different. All right, other side. Okay, good. Let's put the hands behind the back. I'm going to try to bring the elbows forward gently, stretching the rotator cuff there, or half of it. Okay, let's do the wrist. Putting one hand out straight, bending the hand back. Very good. Let's do the other side. I just had a phone call. That's weird. Didn't think about that. Okay, so did you get your other wrist there? Okay, let's cross our leg over. Sitting up nice and tall. Want to push down on the knee. Give you a deep breath in. And push as we breathe out. All right, very good. Let's do the other side. Crossing the leg over here. Sitting up tall, deep breath in. And breathing out. Okay, just a couple more here. Let's do some hamstrings. One leg is out straight. Back is nice and straight and just leaning forward. Sometimes I think about like I'm trying to push my chest out to my toe. Maybe that works for you, maybe not. But the idea is just to keep the back straight and the chest up. Don't want to let that round out. Good, let's do the other side. All right. Good, finally let's get our quads. I gotta stand up for that one. Okay, doing this, standing up nice and tall, bringing that knee back to the other one, pointing straight down to the ground. Very good, let's do the last side here. Knee points down, pull that knee back a little extra there for the hip flexor. All right, I think that's going to do us for today. So make sure to get your weight situation figured out, whether it's with water bottles, with water jugs. Shirley even mentioned she'd seen people filling shopping bags with cans, all kinds of stuff you can do. So just be creative and figure out something for the ball too, because that's always a handy thing to have around too, just so we can do a little bit more ab work. And have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.